and girls, your word of the day is personification. Please write it down, and we're going to go over it. I'll give you a few seconds. Please write it down now. A few seconds, highlight and underline it. It's word of the day 4. This ties into our learning targets. We're going to look at analyzing the resolution of a story, a short story, and we're also going to identify different types of figurative language. This is why I chose personify, because it connects to personification. Let's look at the definition real quick. Make sure you're underlining and highlight. Colin, can you read personify? I chose the verb instead of the noun form. Personify, verb. Represent a quality, thing, or concept by a figure in human form. When Miss Andrus runs to the lights and say, the lights are blinking, the lights are blinking. Lights cannot what? Blink. Very good. Let's go on quickly. We're going to revisit that because it's connected to our short story today. But let's go on to row real quick. I have scribe and script. Please turn to row. Row is our root of the week. This is connected to a 6th grade root list that I use. And I know that Miss Wolf in Social Studies has taught you scribe already. Row is scribe and script. It means to write. Now you're able, every time you see scribe and script, you know it has something to do with to write. We have scribe. Anybody else know another word? I have prescribe. Yes. Scribble. Scribble. You know when you're little, you what? Scribble. Aside?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Very good. Please have at least 3 or 4 down webbed off of your roots. And our emoji today. Our emoji is our academic term. This is our Tier 3 word you will use and hear about, and it's on our 6 traits of writing. Everybody say conventions.
Conventions.
Today, too, you need to describe it. I gave you a cheat sheet. Everybody point to the orange poster. Can you read loud and clear, Ashlyn, what a convention is? Because they will ask you this, to follow conventions, also on rubrics when we write our short story.
Conventions are the rules for written language. Sometimes begin with capital letters and end with punctuation marks. Paragraphs are indented. Grammar and spelling follow patterns.
They do, and they give you suggestions. This is 6 traits of writing. I try to tie everything. Our academic word, we're tying it to our rubric when you write your short stories next week. Our row was connected this week to social studies. Last week it was multi. Remember multi? What is multi? Because they'll ask you to write multi-paragraphs. Cosette, what's multi?
More than one.
More than one. So please do not write 1 or 2. I need more than 1. And an essay is what we're going to be doing on a short story. All right, boys and girls, before we begin our lesson, I want to do a little activity on personification, but I'm going to show you a commercial. And this is a common commercial that you see daily, but this involves personification. See if you see the 3 things that are personified.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is?
I guess this party's over. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Alrighty, turn and talk right now. Everybody turn and talk. Talk about what 3 things were personified.
A pig. Yeah, like they say the animal. The camel cannot talk. Basically, they all can't talk. Pretty much.
Get a volunteer? Can I get a volunteer? What 3 animals were personified, actually? Casey.
The camel was talking, the camels can talk, the pig was talking, the pigs can talk, and the lizard was talking.
Okay, if you agree, thumbs up. Very good. All 3 animals were personified. I know at the beginning of school I always did lights are blinking, and today I was doing it in my first class, and they were like, Miss Andrus, I said, yeah, it looks like you're moving really good when you're at a dance party. Everybody looks good when the lights are blinking. Lights can't blink, and waves can't what? Sing. I'm going to give you 1 each at your table, and you are going to discuss it, turn to your notes section, and draw a pictorial image of the personification. Personification will be in our short story today. Our short story today is The Treasure of Lemon Brown, and we're going to discuss personification. We're also going to mark the text, but I wanted to make sure we knew what personification was. I will give you 1 at each table. Discuss it briefly. Thank you. I'll pass out on the other side. and then just discuss. I'll actually give you two at each table so y'all can see on both sides. And then hurry up and draw it. And say what cannot be personified. And then I want a pictorial image of what cannot be personified. Water can't dance. Yeah, there's no chance of dancing when he can't dance.
Blue-green water dance in the bright sunlight. The water can't dance.
And draw a picture. Very good. Drawing something that cannot talk or have human characteristics.
You want to do this?
So the water.
Blue-green water dance in the bright sunlight.
So do you want to like draw water and then like someone dancing?
Or a person made out of
You
water
have
dancing?
60 seconds. Okay, reporters. Please stand, reporters. Please stand. Hey, Trey, I want to go with you guys first, way in the back. Trey, tell us the statement that you had. And everybody pay attention. Pay attention to Trey. We're going to agree or disagree.
Blue-green water dancing in the bright sunlight. Water can't dance.
Water can't dance. Who agrees? Agreed, right? Yes. What did you draw? I want to see your image.
I erased it, but it was going to be some water that was dancing.
A water that can dance, and water can't dance. And now the class too, they did musical notes, and some people might have had what, a mouth with a wave like talking. Please say yours. Thank you, Trey. Good job. Very good, Marco. Let's hear yours, Aya.
A gentle wind softly kissed my cheeks and touched them.
Can wind kiss? No. You can feel it though, right? You can feel it. Very good. That's good. You can share your image if you want.
I drew a person playing ball against their face and the wind has faces.
The wind might have some lips or face. Yes? How many of y'all agree that this is a good example? Gets you thinking about personification. Okay, everybody, make sure you write the word personification. I wrote it on the board. It's person and personification. This is the verb form. This is the noun form. Please write it down. All right, everybody, I need you to open up your Chromebook. And I need you to go, and I'm going to give you the cheat sheet, page 74. Everybody open up to page 74 once you click on. Our lesson today is the author of the Treasure Brown of Lemon Brown uses figurative language to conjure mental images that add to the drama of the story. For example, he uses personification to create a visualization of an eerie scene. Do a close reading, which we're about to listen to the audio and have you mark the text. You're able to use sticky notes. I do want you to mark the text with the cursor. Once you mark the text, and we've done this in the past, you must highlight figurative language, any unfamiliar words, or anything that kind of pokes out. You can sticky note it if you need to ask me tomorrow on our second reading. Today we're concentrating on two learning targets. Miss Andrus did the first one for you. You guys, once you get to it, that's why I'm speaking while I'm waiting for you to get to it. I need you to circle the verbs and underline the nouns. Make sure you're on 1.15 in the end. We're concentrating on the resolution of Treasure Brown as well. Resolution, personification. Two nouns that are very, very important. And just to refresh your memory while y'all all loading up, turn and talk and tell me what part of resolution is plot. Just as a reminder of last week of the roller coaster. Is it the buckling or the unbuckling? Resolution, turn and talk. Who wants to help me out? And remember, I have tons of areas of the class you can refresh your memory. Refresh, I saw that on the video before, actually a student, it was on Wonder. He said, the teacher asked him something, he said, I'm refreshing. How cute is that? Is your professor refreshing? He's saying he's refreshing. All right, who wants to refresh our memory on resolution? Hassan.
Resolution is from what? The plot is when you take off the seatbelt. That's it.
It does. Let's refresh all of our memories. Everybody, let's buckle up. That is the what? Exposition. Start climbing right now. This is the what? Rising action. Till you get to what? Climax. Then we fall to resolve. Resolution is the ending, and we're going to concentrate on the ending and analyze. Everybody say analyze. We're digging deep.
Analyze, we're digging deep.
Analyze is another verb, so that's how I will start today. Everybody, please circle analyze, underline resolution, underline story. Just maybe shut it down and refresh real quick. Also circle transform. Good, Jada. Y'all remember you put the cursor. I did the first one for y'all, but you can go ahead and do the first and the third. We're concentrating on 2 learning targets today. I think we're pretty good with identifying. The lazy afternoon yawn. Can you identify what type of what type of figure language that is? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go into the noun. Hassan, what is the type? Is type a noun? Is figurative language, or is like language? I mean, what do you think is the noun?
It would probably be both because.
Well, figurative is what? An adjective language. Let's just go ahead and highlight language, everybody. Good try. And what? Mark the text. Underline. Walter Dean Myers has been writing since he was a child. Just like our story last week, it was another author. Authors have different types of what genres they like to write about. Why are we showing you so many different short stories? Anybody would like to tell me why we're kind of looking at all kinds of short stories before we actually do our embedded assessment? Why do you think so, Kylie?
To get us in the... I think that we're reading so many short stories to get us in the feel of what to write about.
Absolutely.
In our short story.
Who agrees? I agree. Before we begin this story, just to keep your brains wrapped around you creating a short story, please, right now, turn and talk about what possibly will you be writing on next week. Turn and talk. You have 60 seconds. Jack, what are you writing about?
I'll be writing about a person that uses his survival skills to find his way back home from the forest.
I might be writing about a sea creature. I really don't know.
I'm going to be writing about this person who's get bullies, but then the bullies learn from their mistakes.
Colin, you did earlier. What did you want to say?
I wanted to piggyback on what Patty said when she said that we would get us into the feel of writing a short story. I wanted to say that it's like it's getting us in the feel of like writing stuff that it's not normal. It wouldn't happen on a daily basis.
Yeah, because short story can be what?
It's unnatural.
It can be. Could it be realistic fiction though?
It can.
How many of y'all think it could be realistic fiction? Everybody, please mark the text. Mark the text. And I'll give you hints when I'm walking around. And I'm going to walk around with my clipboard to make sure you're marking for figurative language, resolution, and unfamiliar words. The Treasure of Lemon Brown. This author, again, Walter D. Myers, has been writing since he was a child. Could be an inspiring writer like some of you guys, right?
The Treasure of Lemon Brown by Walter Dean Myers. The dark sky, filled with angry swirling clouds, reflected Greg Ridley's mood as he sat on the stoop of his building. His father's voice came to him again. Students took on new players, especially 14-year-olds, and this was a chance of a lifetime for Greg.
Okay, boys and girls, before I let it continue, paragraph 1, please scroll up if you scroll down a little bit, and please discuss there's personification in the very first paragraph. Turn and talk quickly. Supervisor, supervise.
Dark sky, swirling clouds. I highlighted that and then Greg Ridley and then his father because that's for exposition.
I highlighted the dark sky filled with anger because the sky cannot get angry.
The dark sky filled with angry, swirling clouds reflected Greg Rowley's mood as he sat on the stoop of his building.
Very good. How many of y'all agree? Thumbs up if you agree. What can't get angry?
Story too many times to be interesting.
Find where, in what paragraph did they do a flashback? Remember, that was our word of the day. Turn and talk real quick. There was a certain verb that poked out that the author stated that made me think flashback. Flashback was our previous word of the day. Remember, flashback, foreshadow, these are all terms that you will see again and again and again. Turn and talk when you find it. I want evidence. You have to show me the evidence.
Paragraph 4, it states, when he went to play basketball, his father's brows knitted over brown eyes. That must be some kind of joke. Now get in your room and hit those books.
Dad had been too.
And then the paragraph right after that, it said, that had been 2 nights before. His father's words like at the distance.
Anybody find a paragraph? There was a definite verb, and it was actually a vivid verb that made me think, oh, he's using some flashback. Let's see. I saw it. I can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
In paragraph 5, it said it had been 2 nights before.
There's one. So I'd highlight 2 nights before, sticky note, and put flashback. Remember, anything else that's important to you right now?
Something that was a little bit of flashback. He said report cards were due in a week, and Greg had been open for the best. The principal had suspended this. The principal had ended the suspense early.
So he ended the suspense early, so that would be more what? Actually, suspense is what foreshadow, giving a hint of something good or bad to come. But he ended it early because he might have said something. So yeah, it's a little bit of both, but that's more foreshadow. Remember, suspense is foreshadow. Anything else, Hassan? Please speak loud.
According to paragraph 9.
Oh, I love that. Solid cheer on that. That's Miss Anderson's favorite way to start, according. And Colin, I'm sorry. What paragraph was that in?
Paragraph 3.
Paragraph, please. Thank you for saving yourself. And then,
According to paragraph 9, it states his father had been a postal worker for all Greg's life. I think that would be a flashback because Greg states that his dad's been a postal worker for Greg's whole life.
and he often telling Greg how hard he had worked to pass the test. So now he's taking a memory back. Very good. It is a memory.
Greg's hand into his own as they crouched in the darkness. "They's bad, man," Lemon Brown whispered. His breath was warm against Greg's skin. "Hey, Ragman!"
Okay, we're going to stop right there. I want you to make predictions about what's going to happen next. We already know the suspense. Bad men, turn and talk right now. Captains, lead your crew. Really good. Now I want to know.
What are they going to do with it? Like, are they trying to get the treasure? Are they going to hide anything? And then as a fight, I don't know.
Well, yeah, they might just come in the house because when he says treasure, they might be thinking gold and money.
Yeah,
So
I think that like they're gonna come in the house, they're gonna like probably put them in a bag or something. Not really like, I don't know,
kidnap or something.
yeah, kidnap them because they're thugs. Yeah, kind of like that. So
Alrighty, boys and girls. Anybody like to make a prediction? I keep you on the edge of your seat. What possibly could happen? Because anything can happen, right? Possibility. Katie, what do you predict? Very loud and clear. I predict. Always use race.
I predict that the bad man will try to steal Lemon Brown's treasure.
Maybe so. Who's possibly going to protect him? Did anybody sense that somebody might come to his aid? Caden?
I predict that Greg is going to protect Lemon.
Who else feels that way? I kind of do. Did anybody else mark anything else? I heard another personification or anything else you'd like to comment on? Because tomorrow we actually will jigsaw by colors and you're going to share what you marked because that'll lead to our collaborative jigsawing and discussion further. So we have to make sure you mark something today so we can discuss tomorrow. So I've left you with suspense for tomorrow. I want boys and girls for you to make sure that before we transition, you write your homework down because you're in active notebooks with all that gluing and doing that we did will be checked next week. So please make sure you write your homework down real quick and we're going to transition to AR. We're going to transition to AR, so I need you to log out.